Dynapack Design Group has been in business for 44 years. A lot of our clients are Fortune 500 companies such as Sony, Honeywell, Food Maker Corporation, which is Jack in the Box. We've done and developed cash registers for the May Company stores, and over 1,200 products for more than 200 customers.
I got involved with Ferrini Container in about 2004. I got involved with the initial patent application and did a lot of the initial design work for not only the patent but for the prototypes and the beginning of the design of the container.
Dynapack has met with a variety of professional organizations. Most notably, we've met with Ports of Los Angeles, Ports of Long Beach, and the International Longshoremen's and Warehousemen's Unions at both ports. Using conventional or standard materials, we anticipate at this time approximately an 8 to 10% uplift in weight. The anticipated uplift in cost at this time is approximately 10% over with the use of standard materials. In a next generation scenario, we anticipate those costs to go down.
Collapsible containers really haven't taken hold, even though there's quite a few companies who have made entrance into the field. However, most of the collapsible containers out there are overly complex, very heavy, expensive, and are difficult to erect. The Ferrini container, conversely, is a much simpler design, much easier to erect, and further from that, it's a lot less costly, and it does not suffer from the additional tare weight.
Relatively insignificant amount of storage, if I may. If you can imagine that this bin is a storage container, there will be two locations for hinges along both the left and right hand sides along the long axis. Each one of these hinge points is approximately 1 foot above the floor and below the roof, and this should impinge on the interior of the container by approximately 2 inches in each location, each of those 4 locations. The initial construction of our first prototype mock-ups will take place right here at Dynapack. Additional units as we develop the product further toward production, we anticipate partnering with a shipping container manufacturer. The engineering process will take approximately 1 year. We will divide this into 3 phases, each phase being approximately 16 to 18 weeks. Each phase is anticipated to build on that which was discovered in the prior phase. We'll do an initial design, we'll prototype that design, we will then move on to a full-size container, and lessons learned from the first full-size container will then produce 2 40-foot containers that will go through full industry standard testing. A 53-footer is certainly feasible. We do not anticipate substantial engineering challenges between a 40-footer and a 53-footer.
We've demonstrated the success of the Ferrini container on paper and through computer modeling. We're highly confident of its success in the real world. We base the success mainly on not only our preliminary design studies, but on the predicate devices that are out there in collapsible containers, and further with our knowledge of the testing industry and the container industry.
Absolutely, we anticipate an additional IP to be created in the hinges, latches, and gasketing systems, as well as any additional new materials we introduce in a 3rd generation. Well, we would like to explore the use of copolymers as well as various composites to not only reduce the weight of the container, but also to increase the strength above current levels. We will address the issue of accordioning, of an accordion collapse through a design of the hinges as well as the latching mechanisms, and we will back up our designs with rigorous testing and analysis. No, the Ferrini container will be based in large part on existing containers, and most of the strength of the existing container comes from its end cap and its floor. The Ferrini container design will not violate these areas, they will not change them. Port side handling will be done with standard port handling equipment, top handlers and side handlers. No additional equipment will be necessary to erect or collapse a container.
As there's two teams, as you've noted, right now is we're providing initial design consulting and the check and balance to make sure that everything conforms to the design and the patent structure.